What's going on, everyone? This is Iris. Hope you guys are having a great week. It's been about 6 days or a week since the last time I put a video up, and since then the Infinity Ward beta came out and played it over the weekend. I'm gonna go over my thoughts of it, and I'm gonna kind of do this in a series because I feel there's really like 4 parts to this beta. For some reason, it just kind of is gonna work out that way. So real quick, if you guys can do me a favor, comment, like, subscribe. Please stay, watch the whole video. Let me know what your thoughts are too. Let me know if we have similar thoughts about how it went, how it might go, and how it's going to end up. So what I was thinking about the different parts is, this past weekend we had it, right? It came, it went. We've got the second weekend coming up. That's going to be the second part. So you figure any changes that they might have made from the first one, because the game's going to play different during the past weekend to this weekend. And then we're going to have the launch day. It's going to play differently based on things that get changed, because there's going to be a patch either the first day or within that first week. There's going to be a patch. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to do a little thoughts thing at each stage, just because it's going to play a little bit differently. There might be things that might change during the course of the way. So with the first one, I'm not going to go too much into about the snipers, because everybody, obviously most people feel the same way. The snipers are way overpowered. Quick scoping is way too easy. I was able to pull it off, and I'm nowhere near a quick scoper. I like to hard scope in, and I was just, it's just easy. I'm not even going to get into it. Time to kill, it just seemed very inconsistent. I would say overall, this first past weekend, it was just very inconsistent. They had the issues right when it opened up, 1 o'clock my time. Right at the same time, I think there was PS maintenance going on. The connections were horrible. It was easier to join somebody on your friends list than to just try to go into a lobby normally. So that's what I ended up doing that first day. Sorry, Higgsy, but I kept joining your game because you were really one of the only ones playing. And it was just easier to get in a game that way, to be honest. Just sitting there trying to get into a game, it could take up to 10 minutes, and I just wasn't going to have that. I don't have that much time to play, and I just wanted to get in, play it, see how it felt. But the time to kill, at times it felt good, and at times it was horrible. I would say the second and third day, it got progressively better. By the last day, I think it was Monday, it was just hit or miss. So they're obviously tinkering with stuff. But it was just very inconsistent. Sometimes it would take 2 shots to get the kill. Sometimes it would take 5. Watching kill cams, I was just getting melted in a shot or two, and it was just very inconsistent, very frustrating too. Obviously, I'm not going for great gameplay during a beta. I was really trying to learn the maps, my way around, how much damage could I take, things like that. And it was very hard to get some kind of gauge in my head on how it's going to play out, because it was so inconsistent. And I don't know if it was the connections or what they were doing, but hopefully they get that all sorted out, and we'll watch it along the way at the different stages of the game. So the other thing I want to talk about is the colors. It was very drab. Infinity Ward, I guess, is kind of known for that. The colors didn't pop. I did put some saturation adjustment in this, and I did put some color correcting in this. I was trying to figure out how I could do it side by side to show you the plain video and the color corrections that I did. I couldn't figure it out, but you guys have seen it, you know it. Hopefully you guys like the color adjustments I did. Hopefully it's not too oversaturated at all, and I tried to sharpen it a little bit too. But the colors were just just plain vanilla, nothing special. And speaking of the colors, trying to identify enemies was very difficult for me. I was having a really hard time, and that's really concerning for me, especially because I'm a hardcore player. And once I start hopefully getting into the hardcore mode, when it comes out, I could just see it now. I'm gonna kill so many teammates because I just can't tell who's who. And I was even using. Eventually, I ended up unlocking Marksman, which is supposed to identify them at a further distance, and it really still didn't help at all. I don't know if it's the font above the enemy player name, if it's too small, or it just contrasts really bad with the background, but I found it very difficult to find out who enemies were. Let me know how you guys felt about that. I mean, I've seen some of your gameplays, you guys that I'm subscribed to. Some of you just beast no matter what, but for me, I just found it very difficult. And also, one little thing that I noticed, nobody really mentioned, or at least I haven't seen a video where anybody mentioned it, but down in the lower right-hand corner where it usually tells you what weapon you have in your hand, that's no longer there. And you know, it's kind of frustrating because what I was doing was I was running around picking up a lot of weapons because, you know, at the beginning you don't have a lot unlocked and people obviously unlock them before you. And I was just picking up different weapons, trying them out. And at times oh, this gun feels really good. Let me look and see what it is. And the name wasn't there. So I totally forgot what it was when I picked it up. And it's not there. I don't know why. I don't know if they just missed that. Maybe it'll be there. I haven't really seen anybody else mention it, but it was just kind of one of those little things that, you know, one of those little things that was missing that I wish was still there. The end of the game scoreboard, you know, you're kind of used to it where it ends. They do the kind of first, second play and the scoreboard. And then for some reason in Infinite Warfare, it kind of goes to the 3 players, first, second, third. And then you have to sit through this whole thing about what you earned, like medals and stuff like that, unlocks. And then you can see the scoreboard. What I ended up doing, I think in a couple of these, I think in these gameplays and other ones that I have, I'll hit the scoreboard option, you know, the pad, the big pad, so it pops up before all that. You know, it's kind of wasted time in the video. I don't know why they did it that way. It'd probably be so much nicer to just have the scoreboard pop up and then the medals if you want, just like Black Ops 3 had. But Infinity Ward did it this way. I don't know why. It's kind of annoying at times. For you guys that are going to be doing end of game, you know, little things like that, let me know what you guys are going to do. Take a look at mine if you like it. I think it'll be at the end of this video. You kind of see what I did. I popped up the scoreboard. And the connections. Connections, very inconsistent. Very spotty. Sometimes it was good, sometimes it wasn't. Then I heard, I think it was Saturday, the East Coast had a problem, and you know, just wacky things like that. You know, some of these things are kind of expected during a beta, not a big issue. But I'm going to start getting into the things that I thought were okay. I think the movement was great. I didn't mind the jumping at all. It was a little bit, it seemed like you go a little bit higher than Black Ops 3, almost Advanced Warfare-ish height. It could have just been me, it could have just been the maps. The maps so far are tolerable. The one that's like a maze with the upstairs downstairs, I think it's Freight or something like that, Frontier or something like that. That one's kind of but I get nervous when it pops up. But it was like Combine. It popped up every other match. That one's gonna get a little hectic, especially that one long hallway that's like Sniper Alley. But the other ones were played pretty good. I mean, no real complaints about the maps. It seemed like it had the 3 lanes. It's very fast paced, which is okay. I just wish the maps were maybe a little bit bigger to, you know, that fast pace kind of scales to the size of the map. But for the most part, the pace was all right. I'll probably get used to it in a couple of days. The guns seemed okay. I'm not really going to go into the balance of the guns because who knows what's going to happen with all the changes and tinkering. But they seemed all right. Some of them seemed a little bit better than the others. The shotguns didn't seem, you know, overpowered at all. But again, you know, going into launch, who knows what changes are going to be made, especially with that first patch. The variants seem okay. Nothing seems like it's going to be crazy with the variants. They're kind of crutches at the end of the day, but some of you guys, doesn't matter. Put a pistol in your hand, you'll still get a nuke. So it's, you know, it's pretty much crutches to kind of even the 1 KD people, you know, kind of make them a little bit better, but nothing crazy. So I really don't have a problem with the guns or the variants that are coming out. The in-match missions, I guess, for whatever, you know, movement you're attached with, is pretty cool. I wish they would have brought back the actual in-game field orders, but they're pretty cool. I think you get like 3 a match and you can complete them and get, you know, earn salvage and stuff like that. But so far the game, you know, it's a beta, and I know that. I'm not knocking the game. There's lots of changes that are going to happen. I think they'll make some changes. I think some changes they won't. And again, we'll have to see, you know, like a week after launch, how the game is still playing. You know, so far I've seen a lot of videos. Everybody's been pretty cool with their opinions. Nothing, you know, beating the hell out of them. You know, everybody's been pretty respectful, which, you know, is good. I like the little, you know, the little group that I'm subscribed to and that are subscribed to me. Everybody's been really good, really great points they've been making in their videos, really great feedback. That's why I didn't want to go too much into the things that they did, because you probably already heard it. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention was, and I heard Jive Turkey mention it, was the field of view is kind of weird, right? You kind of feel like you're zoomed in too much. And I kind of noticed that, and then I was watching one of his commentaries where he mentioned it, and I was like, oh, okay, so it's not just me, but you kind of feel like you're right on top of the gun. You guys kind of understand what I'm saying? Like, your field of view is like your left to right, your peripheral, like you have no peripheral. It'd be nice to have some peripheral in it, but you know, they did it that way, and I think they're going to make some changes. We're going to see. You know, I think once we get a lot more players on the weekend coming up, because this one was really just try hard sweaties. You could tell the clans you were going up against. They were just trying so hard to get gameplays. Me, I was just running around, fucking around. Oh, the new game Defender, that's pretty cool too. Defender's a great idea. Keep away, that was pretty cool. I like that game mode. It's probably going to be one I play pretty often. I like it. It worked out pretty good. So listen, everyone, thanks for staying tuned. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you guys agree. And if you disagree, put it down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Might have been some things I missed. You never know. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later. Pick it up Battlefield 1 Saturday morning. Hit me up, PSN, IRISnGEN.